news, breaking news, breaking news. Yo, Max B threw the fire party, or should I say his brothers, Vaughn Wingate, Ty Black, Vaughn Wingate, because these rat bastards and flip-flop wearing and public trolls would try and say he said one name before the other. You know what I mean? But they threw a party was so fly. They designed them, jewelry, had the jeweler come out. I want y'all to really sit back and watch this. And then they had little Fergie baby was there. I want y'all to really see how I enjoyed my night last night, because y'all really needed to be there. All right?
Yo, it's Unique Mecca Audio. It's Fergie Baby, Harlem Baby. We know what the fuck going on. We at Max dinner. Welcome home, Max. The one and only, man. The Silver Surfer, the Surf God, the Wave God. We here, man. God is from Harlem. Harlem is heaven. Don't fuck around, man.
Keep it going. 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 Mecca what? Mecca audio. Mecca what? Mecca audio. Mecca what? Mecca audio. Mecca what? Mecca audio. I like the way it's going down.
My family and I know over 25, 30 years. It's an honor to be here with you, Max. I brought my family out to show you love and support. You are family. Thank you for being strong, coming home with your mental correct, good spirits, good health. We got a little surprise for you that we worked on alongside with my man Ty. Wait.
Fire.
You're right here, face it right here, bro.
Right.
Oh my God.
You gotta put that on right now.
Hey, Max.
Hey, go with the fit. You gotta put it on.
What I told you yesterday, Max.
Chill. Come on, man.
Everybody got hide their cheese now. Oh my God.
Hold on, y'all. One more thing, yo.
Check out the love. Check out the love. This is what I'm talking about. Ah, yeah. Round of applause to the real love. Congratulations, family. Congratulations.
Stay out there. Moving on up. Where we at?
Montana just popped in.
You water? Go Max. See Matty Ice?
Need all this stuff in What we doing? Thanks to Unique Mecca Audio. Once again, they tried to keep me out the party, but the owner came and got me and gave me my own smoke room.
And I'm trying to go enjoy my smoke back there. You know what I mean?
Man,
That's
I'll
the
take you back
gangster.
there. You want to go get high?
Yeah, let's go get high, son.
I'm high.
Let's go get high. All right, he already there. You know what it is, man. Unique Mecca Audio, man. I'm here. It was such a beautiful night, man. Look at Fivio Farm when he came in, how he showed love, man. I mean, I felt so good because I finally got a chance to see an official welcome home party for a man that stood 10 toes down and came out, man. I finally got a chance to see official party. You know, I mean, you know, when we came out, it was during the time of pandemic, and we was, you know, we the first of the old timers, you know, from the 80s and 90s coming home. So we didn't get to give one of our brothers a proper joint yet, but Prince threw a fire joint. Big shout out to Prince. Go check out his podcast. You know what I mean? And you know, Lou had a fire joint, but it took a minute. We took a couple of years before we got that big joint, Lou. You know, we got to keep it 100. But look at Fivio and everybody, how they rock it, man. I just want y'all to know that, you know, we in the house, and this is what family look like, man. You know, and I want to let you know, Max B, that you got Ferris, you got Chicken Rob, you got Roro, you know, you got, you know, Jerry Woo, you know, you got everybody, you know, want to welcome you home as the old heads, as y'all call us, you know what I mean? So, you know, me and Big Lou putting something together so that we could have a proper welcome home for you with the old heads, man. And, you know, look at the youngins, how they doing it. I'm so proud of them, man. Yo, I'm so proud right now just watching this to see how they interacted. That's my man Max right there with the hat. That's the big Max right there. You know what I mean? From BK, you know, with the orange hat. Look at his outfit. You know he fly. You know, me, him, and Tiny Bum, we pulled up together. Tiny pulled up in a little 4-door Porsche. You know, that's how we pulled up. You know what I mean? I don't even know what kind of rims it was, you know, but it's like, oh, and it was all electric, you know, but that's how Tiny Bum do. But, you know, so we pulled up in that, you know, Dave East was there. Let me get out, Lou, man. Let me get out the family way. You know what I mean? Because, you know, everybody was there, man. Like I said, Gangster Lou pulled up. You know, come on, son. Dave East pulled up. You know, look how the family came and represented. It was a beautiful night, man. You can't see Harlem no better than that. You know what I mean? That's how we look, man, in Harlem. But I just want y'all to see it. Dave East, another one of the real youngins. Vado, you know what I mean? I mean, these is good brothers, man. That's always there when you need them. You know, look at the painting they gave him. See how the joint was fly? Yo, he looks real good, man. Yeah, we got to give him a round of applause. We got to give him a round of applause. This is how, all right, relax, y'all, relax. This is how a man is supposed to come home and be greeted, you know, from the town that, you know, he gave so much for, even though he took so much from because he didn't know no better. You understand? We all made mistakes as youth, just like our youth are making mistakes now, but we have to try and guide them better than we was guided to make the mistakes that we made. But once we went in, we got rehabilitated. We came out, we started working with the youngins, the youth, and started trying to make it together. I mean, y'all can forgive them for slavery. Why you can't forgive us, you know, for the crack era? You know, and that's what I'm saying, man. But, you know, back to the brother at hand, man. Look how beautiful this joint was, you know, and the food was banging. Yo, I'm going to give it to you 100. Let's take a ride about the food, right? I sat down and I ate with Vaughn, right? You know, that's Vaughn Wingate. Right? I sat down and ate with Vaughn yesterday, and as we sitting at the table, the waiters kept bringing all this food and just putting it on the table. So as they putting it on the table, it's like first they bought some egg rolls. It looked like they put like about 10 egg rolls on the table. Then they walked off. Then they came back and they put some shrimp. And everybody's just looking at it because it's like nobody ordered anything. So they're like, yo, what's going on? You know, so everybody looking at each other, the food looking good. And then they came and they brought out some little steak balls, like cubes of steak that was in some sauce with broccoli. And they laid it out. And all that joint is up there and everybody looking at each other like, man, whose is that? They don't want to reach for it because they don't know if it's somebody else's. You know what I mean? They don't want to reach in their food, you know? So then I said, yo, what's up? You know what I mean? We eating or what? You know what I mean? Everybody said, yeah. So as soon as everybody said, yeah, nobody said, nah, that's my food. I just reached over, you know, and started going. Then, you know, Vaughn sat down and, you know, he sat at the corner because he was working security, holding his brother down. He did a wonderful job. I'm telling you, I'm so proud of Ty and Black and Vaughn. You know, let me give him a round of applause. Got to give them a round of applause, man. They pulled that off. All right, hold up. Yo, they pulled that off so fire, right? That's how it's supposed to be. And that's why we have to stick together and we have to come together as New York. not just Harlem, New York, all the boroughs. We have to take it like we in the feds, you know what I mean? And we out of town all the way out in Cali, you know, and it's only 20 of us, but it's 1,500 of them. So we got no choice now to put our differences aside and come together and try and unite and, you know, hold it down as one. You know what I mean? Max knew what I'm talking about. He just came out the little belly of the beast, so he understand how it is. But when you go out west, it's a whole nother ball game. And y'all, hold up, man. Hold up. Y'all, everybody showed up for this man's joint. It was fire, you know? And no disrespect to those that didn't, for whatever reason they didn't. But the ones that did, I felt good watching it because it was enough to show me the love and the unity that we still have as a people in New York City. You know, they came bearing gifts and everything, but that's how he held it down. So you tell me what you think of that. But what we have to do now is we have to put out a positive message and a positive image by us coming together as a community and making sure that we guide our youth in the right direction, man. You know, I've been going a long time. By the time I came out, I'm seeing all this, you know, going on. And it's like, man, how do I put it, man? It's like, it's so complicated and confusing. But to see this love that I saw last night, there's hope, man. I really believe there's hope. You know, I really believe there's hope. It was no hate. It was all love in the joint, man. Everybody, you know what I mean? It was love. And like I said, the food was banging. You know what I mean? The food was banging, you know? And whoa. Gotta ride on the drinks. You know what I mean? I went to that bar, bro, and my son was with me. Big shout out to my son, Wayne and Kev, right? My son was with me, and he bought me a Patron and cranberry. That's my drink of choice. Man, second drink of choice is Casamigo. I don't like the brown because it messed with my stomach. You know, I'm an old man now. But he bought me a Patron and cranberry, man. They filled up half the glass with Patron and put a splash of cranberry. By the time I sipped that, man, y'all are lucky the camera held right. That's why I'm not in the footage. I was busy trying to film the joint because I ain't go with a cameraman. But, you know, the joint messing up. So we'll see where we at if it's going to come back in. They said it's an error. Let's see if we figure this out. All right. Let me refresh this. There it is. So we back in action. You know, so we had to refresh it. This joint too hot for TV. But that's how that shit was, man. Just so you understand. It was a beautiful night. I love the way everything came together, the way they held it down. You know, it was nothing but love, man. It was nothing but love to really just see him there, and everybody came up and greeted him as the king. He looked it good, man. You know what I mean? This when they came in, they go, you know, that was Max right there. You know, Drewski was there, took a picture with Drewski. You know, the young ladies was fire. You know, everything was there. You're going to see a couple of young ladies at the end. That's me and Max by the bar. You know, I had to put that drink down, man. That joint was too much, man. You know, but here go where he came in and went up front. There you go. Round of applause to Max. Round of applause to Max. But, you know, man, I wish y'all would relax so I could finish this, man. All right, relax. But just until then, make sure you go subscribe at my daughter's YouTube channel, Unique Mecca Audio and Real Boss TTTV. And if you want the fire prison stories, go to Unique Mecca Audio Prison Stories. You know what I mean? I know y'all missed the prison stories, but I got a whole channel with them over there. So that's why I fell back. So I'm just really relaxing and just, you know, and just riding out right now, you know. But it was a beautiful night, man. It was a beautiful night. Everybody did what they had to do. And, you know, Dave East, he always show up, good man. You know what I mean? Good man, always show up. And, he, you know, he's one of the ones that, you know, when I came home, he the first one to give me a 16 and said, man, that's on the strength. You know what I mean? Do what you got to do. I still got the joint. I ain't really even follow up on it. But it was just that, you know, I asked and he said, yeah, as soon as I asked, Dave East so fly, right? As soon as I asked I said, yo, I need you to get on this track that I got, He said, all right, bet. We was in the studio with Blackface. Big shout out to Blackface. You know what I mean? But we in the joint, and I said, yeah, I want to get on his joint. He said, all right, come on. You know, he took me right to the elevator, took me up to his private studio over there, Quad Studio, and we knocked the joint out, man. But that's how fly he is. And then Vado gave me a verse on it. You know, joint was fire. You know, Bootsy's supposed to be putting it out. My man Bootsy, go check out Street Knowledge Podcast. He getting ready to put that joint out, you know. But I just want y'all really just enjoy the footage with me a little bit. Nigga, when Sugar J came, you already know that's the fire. You know what I mean? Look at that outfit. Look at that jacket. Look at the jacket, man. Look at the jacket, man. Hold on. Oh, y'all got to see Sugar J. You got to see him again. Look when he leaned over. Check this joint out. Let me get this out the way. You know, Sugar J pulled up so fly yesterday. I didn't even get to see what he was driving. Last time I seen him, it was over the summer, and he had the what the heck is that? He had the convertible Corvette. You know, he had the convertible Corvette. He did his thing, man. I want y'all to see that blue jacket again. Oh, here it come right here. It's coming up. So we're gonna let it ride in, right? But yeah, Sugar J, man, that's one of the flyest ones that I seen out there. These youngins, he put it on. You know, you know what I consider Sugar J as? I consider him as the modern day Dapper Dan. You know what I mean? You see how Dap always dressing. Everybody know Dap for dressing like that. You know what I mean? And he did it from in his youth. And then here goes Sugar J from in his youth. He's sitting here putting it on, man. You ain't gonna get nothing flyer than that. I mean, I never seen nothing like it. I wouldn't even have thought to make nothing like that. And you know it cost him a pretty penny, but that's what it is when you get in that bag. You know what I mean? Where he at with this jacket, man? Come on, Sugar. All right, here you go, right here. Look at that jacket. Look at that jacket. Look how he put it together with the hat and the glasses. Come on, that's modern day Dapper Dan, man. You can't hate on flavor. You cannot hate on flavor. Look at sister when she pulled up. Come on, man. That's family. This is what love look like, man. This is what, you know, a welcome home celebration is supposed to be, man. You know, everybody went and had a good time. Like I said, they fed everybody. They just put food on the table and everybody ate. Look at all the people there. Big shout out again, man, to Ty Black and Vaughn Wingate. Big Vaughn. You know what I mean? Like, we had to get him a round of applause. We had to get him a round of applause, man. You know, I had to give them a round of applause. But I got things to do, so I'm gonna speed it up a little bit. You know what I mean? But where we at? Let's see who there. All right. Outfit is nice, young lady. All right, that's how everybody moved around just so you could see it. Just want y'all to enjoy the moment, you know? All right, here go Max. Hold up, we gotta put him on the big screen.
I'm gonna add my brother to the movie. Yo,
who the real Mac? Who the real Mac?
Huh? Let me tell you what. His Max is expired.
Yeah.
Okay, that's how it goes. Okay.
You see the fit though. You see the fit.
Let me tell you this one. This is custom Texas down from Fivio. I only got this. Nobody got this. You the only one with that jacket? That CB Max B style black. That's how we doing it. White tee.
Yeah.
From Target. You know how we doing it.
Target. Shout out to Target.
We going Under Armour on the drawers. The Vinci on the feet. We going regular Timmy on the mini. And I got this from Zoomies.
Yeah.
And then we going white. We got a couple more little songs. Gadgets and all that. You know what I'm saying? We going to play the game with me. I mean, when you file your phone, you got to ask me anything you want to ask me. I answer everything.
Okay. The right thing. You building your fits, but you stole it.
When I'm building my fits, I start with drinking first. And then I think.
Alright.
Then I think.
Okay. Let's probably listen to right now.
Next beat.
All right, good answer. All right, you get the best.
Oh, you want to go? Yeah, start there.
My name is Dollars. And it's Dope Chi, and we're here with Unique Mecca Audio. And we're from Brooklyn. I'm from the Bronx. But Max B is free, that's all that matters. Welcome home.
Cheers to the crime.
can of 26. He back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, make an audio.
Mecca what? Mecca audio. Mecca what? Mecca audio. Mecca what? Mecca audio. Mecca what? Mecca audio. We gon' do it like we gon' do it like we keep it moving like we gotta do it like
Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was wine. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spend a couple bands on the dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a roaring uptown. They be horn uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, we got a lot to give. Now he trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend an ear. He started in uptown, he gon' finish there. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community yours. So we can get back to the youth them. Cause they the truth them. And bless up to all the root men.